Hi guys, this is Tony here, and in this video I kind of wanted to give a bit of a review about why I got involved in Bitshares. A few months ago I actually saw a video of Michael Taggart and Stan Larimer, and they were talking about Bitshares and a smart token, or a smart coin rather, called the Hero. And I knew a little bit about cryptocurrency. I mean, I've bought a little bit of Ethereum last year, and I'd actually had it on automatic pilot. I was just buying sort of $10 worth a day, and I completely forgot. And one day I opened up Ethereum, and I'd made like $1,000 or something. And I'd invested into another company, and that hasn't done so well. And anyway, I watched this video that Michael and Stan did, and I really kind of understood that Bitshares was something. I mean, I'd heard about it, and I kind of never really got into it. I didn't sort of think much of it. And anyway, after watching this video, I thought, oh my God, this is amazing, amazing technology. It's like, you know, it does more volume, more transactions than Bitcoin and Ethereum combined. It could actually do all the transactions for Bitcoin, Ethereum, all altcoins, the NASDAQ, Visa and MasterCard. It can handle that kind of volume. That's kind of real world volume. And Bitcoin is like super slow. And Ethereum's actually not that much better. And Ethereum's had a lot of, you know, attacks, and, you know, people have ripped money off and all sorts of things, you know. So anyway, I started buying, and it was 37 cents. And, you know, so I couldn't buy much at that point. And I have an account on Coinbase, so I have like a limit. So I can only buy $500 worth a week. So I was buying every day, sometimes 3 times a day. Every time I actually was able to buy, like Coinbase would even let me buy something, I would buy. And the price just kept going down and down and down and down and down, and it's gone from like 37 cents, it's down now to about 7 cents. And of course I've been buying all the way down. Okay. Now, I'm in a couple of different groups. I don't buy anything else other than Bitshares. I did invest into another little operation where I got a mining rig, and that rig mines altcoins, and I get a little bit of money each day in Bitcoin. And I also invested in another coin which is about to launch. And this, I did all that before I even knew about Bitshares. So I've kind of got this other investment over here that's just kind of sitting there, and it's going to work away for me. But that's all based on mining. And in my opinion, mining is, well, it's not good for the future. It's not good for the environment. And also, you know, as far as security measures are concerned, you can't take a mining operation off this planet. You know what I mean? Like Bitshares is actually based on what's called proof of stake. So it doesn't depend on proof of work. Like, it doesn't depend on miners to verify that the transactions took place. I mean, these miners have to have massive computer systems, and they've got to solve these mathematical problems in order to mine that block and verify that the transaction took place. Well, with Bitshares, it's completely different. And in Bitshares, they're already working towards setting up a satellite system so that, you know, if the government tried to suppress the internet or close down the internet or did something stupid and crazy like that, then it actually wouldn't affect Bitshares. But try taking 100 computers and putting them in space. It's just not going to happen. So Bitshares is basically, it's kind of beyond its time, and it's a little bit scary for vested interest groups and other exchanges, because it's a real threat to their livelihood. So of course they're doing everything that they possibly can to try and create black PR, to try and manipulate the price of Bitshares, to basically try to squash it, to try to badmouth it, put it down, say that it's got problems with liquidity, it's got bad developers, it's got bad this, bad that, you know. But you know what? When people are always saying that, that's when you know there's something good about it. Because here's the thing. When it actually works, when it's effective, it's dangerous. If it wasn't effective, if it didn't work, no one would give a shit. And it would just become like another vaporware, like another coin that's like here today and gone tomorrow. You see, there's a lot of stuff out there which it actually has no meaning to it. It's just something that gets pumped and people go, oh yeah, this one's going to run, and it goes up, and then everyone gets excited, and of course a lot of people lose their money. And this is what's happening all of the time. But Bitshares is actually like a blue chip investment. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is I thought of something today. I come from Australia. I originally grew up in Brisbane. I travelled around Australia, did door-to-door selling, and I came across Perth, and I ended up living in Perth, Western Australia for 20-something years. And in Perth, there's a car dealer called John Hughes. And this guy did all of his own advertising, did his own TV ads, his own radio ads, and every Sunday he would go into the office and he would call every single person that bought a car from his dealership. And he would ring them up and ask them how it was going, whether they're happy with the service. He would survey them. And his whole marketing campaign was, choose your dealer before you choose your car. In other words, don't pick a car and then end up getting a shitty dealer. That's kind of like the way cryptocurrency works. I'm choosing Bitshares because it is a decentralized exchange. It's kind of like the best dealer in the crypto. Like if you were talking about cars, well, John Hughes was the best car dealer. He was the biggest seller of Hyundai cars, I think in the Southern Hemisphere, and Perth is the most remote city in the world. It's got ocean on one side and desert on the other. So to be the #1 seller in the Southern Hemisphere is a pretty good acknowledgement. But that was his whole thing. Choose your dealer before you choose your car. So that's why I've invested in Bitshares, because Bitshares is a decentralized exchange. I think it's the only true decentralized exchange, and it's super fast, and it's currently being upgraded all the time. They're currently making improvements to what's called the user interface to make it more user-friendly. And there's big companies actually coming over to Bitshares. One of them in particular is Bitspark, which is a remittances company, and it's actually using Bitshares to be able to send money in over 180 different countries, actually using the Bitshares blockchain. Why? Because it's super fast and it's super secure. Decentralized means that nobody owns it. No one person can control it. It can't be closed down. It can't be controlled by any one person. This is the difference between other exchanges and banks and so on. They're all centralized. They can be closed down. They can be controlled. They can be manipulated. It's impossible to do that with Bitshares. So, like I would choose John Hughes, and incidentally I did buy a car from John Hughes, like I would choose John Hughes as my dealer to then buy a car from, well, I'm choosing the Bitshares exchange as my dealer as far as the cryptocurrency world is concerned. And it just so happens that the Bitshares exchange also has its own coin. That would be like John Hughes having his own car. And the Bitshares coin, or token if you like, is called BTS. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you why I got involved in Bitshares. I buy it every day. I don't buy anything else. I'm a busy guy, and you know, I don't want to have kind of like my attention spread all over the place. And if you're trying to invest in too many things, you can make mistakes. So I consider Bitshares to be a blue chip investment. And if you're thinking about you know, getting into cryptocurrency, then I would strongly urge you to do research. Don't just get caught up in all the excitement. Oh, wow, this thing's going up. That's kind of like going to the casino and looking at a roulette table and seeing that the dealer's just throwing 5 reds, and so now you're running over to that table and you're putting your stash on red that he's going to call red again. That's kind of like impulse buying. Okay, Bitshares is not a casino. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. But it is for serious people that understand who's behind it and they understand the technology. If you understand what the purpose of Bitshares is, it's actually to create a new financial system, because the current one that we have is completely broken, it doesn't work, and it's fraudulent. So anyway, if you want to, if you're sick of the banks, if you're sick of governments making less of your money every year, if you're sick of the inflation, if you're sick of having, you know, your money, your assets just taken from you to bail out the banks, then that is why you need to get involved and get behind Bitshares, because this is the solution. This is how we're going to take back control of our finances and be able to pay anyone we want, when we want, for fees that are just a few cents, depending on whether you're a lifetime member of Bitshares or not. And it's completely trustless, which means we don't have to trust anybody that the transaction is going to take place. The blockchain actually does all that for us. There's no manipulation. There's no fraud. Okay, so if that's something that sounds good for you, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, so do your own research. But if you're interested in helping to create a new financial system, if you're interested in helping to bank the unbanked, if you're interested in being, controlling your own income, having control of your own money, if you're interested in being able to lend yourself money interest-free, then that's why you need to be involved in Bitshares. Anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it and leave a comment, and I can answer any questions and give it a share. Have a great day.